All right. Today, I want to start with divine timing. And I will ask, please, if you have a minute, please like this video, share it, hit the notification bell so that you can see when I make videos. I do have a couple of new ways that I'm going to do things. I want to talk about divine timing because God, when we come to Him, with a heart that is true, that wants to know the truth, that wants to study, that wants to do the will of God, we come in faith. And that means that we trust God to give us our next steps when He's ready. And it's so difficult to do. And, people do, you come to God in different ways. When Jesus was here, He called His disciples individually, and they joined Him. In the case of some really vile people, Paul got called out of, the grace of God from the sky, stopped him in his tracks and was like, what are you doing? And turned his whole life around. And that was an immediate change. He went from a hater of Jesus to defending Him all the way, and teaching disciples himself and traveling and teaching and defending the faith. And you just don't know God's reasons or His timing. And so, even when that happened, when he was called, he didn't get his next steps. He got sent into Yay Town to wait to talk to the right people and was blind for 3 days and fasted for 3 days and didn't get any answers until God was ready to share His next steps. And that's the faith that you have to have. And I will tell you, the reward is through the freaking roof. And I can describe in small doses, but even though I've been praying for answers, and sometimes it feels like everything falls flat. It feels like God's not listening. It feels like He's not there. And it's just that you have to have faith that He's gonna come through. And then when He does come through, it will blow your mind. And so I am going to let out everything that He's asked me to say in smaller doses, and this is why. So I have been praying, and this is the situation that I'm in, and now I understand how I got here and why. And, sometimes the circumstances in your life, no matter how good you are, no matter how honest you are, no matter what your intention, just like we looked at the story of Job, who was faithful and obedient to God and was blessed beyond belief, and God allowed his circumstances to change. He didn't change his character. He didn't change his faith in God. He ended up, he suffered in his faith. And understanding that everything comes from God, and everything can go back to God. And who is He to have any sense of entitlement? And, God wants to bless us. Don't get me wrong. God does not want to punish anyone. But we have to know that the only way to come to a greater appreciation, a greater knowledge of compassion and suffering is to go through it personally. And it only builds your faith, and it's hard to get through, and it's hard to see the end, and it's painful. When I tell you that still, I have this immense faith. It doesn't mean that I don't live every day in pain and some kind of anxiety, and especially not knowing, when God, who you trust with everything, will not reveal to you what happens next. And it's not easy to get through, and sometimes He will take everything, and it seems like there's no good reason. I don't deserve this. I didn't hurt anyone. But this is the situation where it is now, and it is because I did. I started writing this book. Was inspired to, because I came to some realizations about some of our human ideas about sustainable prosperity and how we get there are missing pieces. And so I was talking to God about this, and I was like, and he said to write this book, and I started writing this book, right? And so I was like, if I'm supposed to be writing about prosperity, which I am the luckiest person I know, no matter what, I have this incredible ability, thanks God, to bounce back from anything. And I've always been able to do that. And that doesn't mean it won't wipe everything out. And some of that is because I haven't learned the lessons that I need to learn, But I am always able to pull myself out of it and do it again. And some people think that it's just easy. I don't talk to everyone about what I had to go through to get there, what I had to learn to get there. And I don't have any guilt about the blessings that God gives me, because I went through a lot. And if he wants to bless me, sometimes I'm like, thanks, it's about time. I don't take it for granted, but I get how it works, right? So that's what I'm supposed to share. And in this situation, let me tell you, this is about as scary and as bad as it gets. And so my purpose in this is to let you in on the journey and explain to anybody who's in this situation where to start and how to break a pathway through it and how to build back what you lost. Now I understand. So that doesn't scare me. I've been through this before. And you have to let go of an outcome of holding on to anything that is, and I'll explain that later, because I don't want to make this 100 years long. But you've got to be able to, number one, identify a losing battle, and then create a solution. And the best solutions are sustainable. So that means, assessing your, financial and, physical situation, and, putting some numbers and logic to it and coming up with a plan that you can stick to. And not only that will get you out of the situation, but will sustain your, building in the future and keep you out of the situation. So, and that's going to take a lot of faith and a lot of hard work, but I think you will be surprised at how quickly God can work. And I know that now I'm in this situation to illustrate exactly what God can do. And I know he can do it because he does it time and time again. So it takes faith and hard work. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And this is the situation that I'm in right now. I'm going to lay it all out there. I didn't expect it to happen this way. So many unexpected things and expenses happened, things that were accidents. And it's just, sometimes it happens this way. And I didn't in any way expect that people could be so horrible and so dishonest. But it's true. That's what happened. So in the situation that I'm in now, I've come to, number one, a way to not only solve the problem, but to be the solution and turn it around. So a lot of this happened through a lot of really unethical legal practices. And, in my defense, sometimes you have to choose. Am I going to be loyal to what I said I would do? And the person that am I going to respect his wishes? And how do you maintain your integrity, and it's you have to come to a point when you've given the other party every benefit of a doubt, and then you've got to either allow, your whole life to go up in flames, or you put your foot down and you turn it around. So at this point, for damn sure, I've done everything that I possibly can to ask the other party to do the right thing. And so you get to the point where either, I don't have the resources to pay, for a legal battle. And that's not what the right solution is, because when you're dealing with unethical people, you cannot expect that they're going to wake up with a conscience. You can't expect that. Okay. If they're doing you dirty, that's the way that they are. And you hope that you can shed some light and you hope that their hearts can change, but you know that's God's business, and your business is to do what you can to protect yourself, bring others to the light, and create a sustainable solution that doesn't just apply to you. So that I will get into what my plan is for that in the next, but you've got to be able to identify a losing battle and know where you need to redirect your energy. So I'm going to deal with that in a very public way, where I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and God have mercy on these people. But I think a lot of people, not just myself, will benefit from this. Number two, I'm going to continue to work on the book that I'm working on. Contrary to popular belief, people who just can't mind their own business, I work my ass off. So I do have to get to work, and I am going to continue with the work that I'm doing, working with children, driving some freelance stuff, and other gig stuff, because I like it, and it gives me the opportunity to have flexibility and interact with a lot of people that I need to. And it's good money. So I am going to continue to do that. But I do need some help. Because the situation that I'm in is it's not fair all around, and I do have to make some changes. But at this point, I owe back rent and my car payment. So I am going to raise funds for to ensure ethical legal practices and to raise money for people that need it. However, me personally, I'm not going to spend any of those resources or my resources fighting evil people, because evil is a disease and the best medicine is prevention. So that's what I'm going to work on. But I am going to branch off and take chunks of the book that I'm working on and put it into different, smaller, shorter videos, and I will tell you the title later. But if you would like to support me, my channel, the writing of my book, or make an investment, I'm going to link avenues to be able to do that, because I do need help and I absolutely will work for it. Plus, I work for tips. So if you want to leave a tip for the tips that I give you, I'm going to leave my Cash App is Scrapple Bottom Jeans, Genes. I know that's awful. I'm going to change the name because I know that's probably not attracting good things to myself. But that's just what it is. So if you want to leave a tip or a donation to help out my channel, I am going to continue to work on my channel. Or if you want to make an investment that I cannot, or a temporary loan or a gift, if you would like a return on your investment, I cannot legally promise that I will be able to do that, but I will certainly intend to, and you must denote in your contribution that that's what you would like, or message me privately. But I need to double up my time in making tips and working. So I am working and paying things as soon as I can, but I'm kind of in a jam right now. And the alternative is moving away from my child, which I 0% want to do. So I am decluttering and get rid of some stuff. I am going to end up moving eventually, but I need some help to get back to good. So if you would like to offer any support for my channel or my book, I am doing the work. I love you. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will explain the fundraiser that I'm going to work on in a future video, and also the off spin on the channel that's going to highlight chapters, I guess, or sections of the book that I am working on. So if you want to support that, that would be wonderful. And I will put the links below. Thank you so much for your help. Divine justice and good karma all the way. Always, always, always pray for the best outcome, and that, when situations like this happen, that we can learn from it instead of, we don't want to destroy each other. You want to take the garbage that life gives you and find a solution or some light in it, you know. And if it's a problem that's systemic, that is detrimental to a lot of people, because of, you know, flaws in a system that should be ethical but it's not, then we've got to put our effort and our energy into a solution, because fighting evil people is just gonna put you in a constant fight. You know, the only thing that changes people is making progress and holding them accountable. So, you know, in the best way possible. So I love you. If you want to support me and this channel or the things that I have to say, I would love that. Thank you so much. Have a great day.